Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the rundown. Brian's currently dying off a bong rip, and he will be speaking mostly. I am your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and we are back with the rundown. Now, given you're muted at present, I'm going to say this, and this will be
What's
the only
up,
time.
guys?
This will be the only time we mention this. I just find it funny that this headline was from Yahoo News of all things. And I think the most boomer ass, example of like pop culture reporting. And I just think this is very funny. Drake raps over BBL Drizzy and he's not cool enough anymore for that to matter. I think that is very funny.
Yo, let me tell you, I don't know how, I don't know why, but Reddit put the Drake subreddit in my fucking newsfeed. I don't even follow it. But goddamn Drake fans, y'all are doing some obfuscating like a motherfucker.
There's some grade A dick riding, my friend.
For real.
Moving on, before we get back into fun stuff, I want to talk about something a little more technical, mildly political. We're both in agreement on this. There's no debate. Amendment killing nationally legal cannabis makes it into House Farm Bill. A ban on intoxicating hemp products have made it into the House version of the Farm Bill. If the amendment makes it through a polarized House and divided Congress, it would end America's brief experiment with nationally legal cannabis. The language added to the House version of the Farm Bill by Representative Mary Miller from Republican Illinois. All right, I just want to say to all of the fuckheads, Republicans out of Illinois, your state isn't floundering simply because of Chicago. If Chicago did not exist in your backwater ass state, you would be the Mississippi of the Midwest. Shut the fuck up. That previous bill made it far easier for American farmers to grow non-intoxicating varieties of cannabis, defined as the statute as hemp, for industrial and medicinal use. But vagueness in the law's wording, combined with the fact that intoxicating and non-intoxicating varieties of cannabis are functionally the same plant, allowed the evolution over the past 6 years into something not seen since the America's Gilded Age, a thriving market in universally available, largely unregulated cannabis products. Because of the ambiguity created by the 2018 Farm Bill, a massive gray market worth an estimated $28 billion has exploded. A coalition of 22 state attorneys general wrote Congress in March, demanding members shut it down. The attorneys argued that the 2018 law forced cannabis-equivalent products into our economies regardless of states' intentions to legalize cannabis use, and dangerously undermining regulation, blah, 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 bashy bullshit. Miller's amendment, which was co-sponsored by a Republican from California, the worst type of Republicans, by the way, ones from California, the most Hitlerite of
Without a doubt.
Like, it's like...
Because they have to overcorrect so much because they're from California.
And to the point where they're just regulated to a third party because they're so fucking on the fringe and insane that nobody wants to vote for them. Who is from a state with legal marijuana, restricts the definition of legal hemp to naturally occurring, naturally derived, and non-intoxicating cannabinoids. That likely means cannabinoids like the Delta-8 THC, naturally occurring but generally chemically derived and certainly intoxicating, would be out. So too would be intoxicating drinks and edibles containing Delta-9 THC. Different names for what are roughly the same active chemical in marijuana sold in regulated states like California.
Yeah, I think this is just a response to Biden trying to change the scheduling of weed. I think that's all this is.
It is.
It may pass, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to be something that's enforceable, especially against a $28 billion industry. They're not going to outright and shut it down.
They're going to try, it's not going to be until most of the people over the age of 60 are dead that we're going to have that cannabis is going to be, where there's just too many people who are completely poison-brained about the war on drugs and stuff, that they just need to die. Not immediately, they just need to die off. That's what I mean. It's just, there is so many I'm not saying that the baby boomer generation and the elder Gen Xers all dying off over like of old age would lead to a better world. But I will say that it would stop the fucking obstruction of them preventing us from making it a better place.
It's the obstruction that's the biggest thing.
It's the obstruction.
I wanted to say something because, funny enough, yesterday I literally watched I watched the Breaking Points debate on whether weed should be legal or not.
God, I fucking hate Sagar and Jetty, man. Oh, I hate.
No, it wasn't him. It was like the second it's like the B team who usually hosts on the Hill. Also,
I forget their names. That pick me bitch, the blonde one.
Yeah, and then the white guy.
Yeah, just like pretty white woman who espouses right wing views and a generic ass like dude.
Well, on the position of the weed debate, I love how the biggest like criticism from the other side is we don't have enough.
That was a bad criticism of Ryan Grimm. I love Ryan Grimm.
They just say that we don't have enough data to say that weed is inherently, beneficial fully, because it obviously has some side effects in certain personality types. Yeah. Without a doubt, is very true. But the counter to that was we were never allowed to study it because it's a Schedule 1 drug. We're not allowed to do any it's placebo human study versus
double-blind trial.
Double-blind human trial. Yeah. They said there was only one done over the course of like 21,000 other studies, and there was no definitive way to prove it because it also was shit weed. It wasn't good weed. It was pretty much nothing. So
it really does come. It's what I think. Here's my thing, right? Do I think that there are some benefits of THC and stuff? Like, yes. Are they going to help people? They obviously help people with epilepsy. Like, obviously, as an epileptic. I don't take it for mine, but I do know people that do, and it's very useful to them. The difference is that I think what's ultimately going to end up happening, regardless of how the medical stuff falls, recreationally, it's popular enough, but with enough people, and it is it. I think just apply, alcohol legislation to weed.
Well, what you're saying to me is alcohol and tobacco, because they're both legalized, are not scheduled drugs.
No, they're not. In fact,
insanity. Insanity.
In fact, there are more taking a shot of vodka is more immediately damaging, I would argue, to your body compared to now granted, I'm you know me, I am very much the mindset of there's nothing that should go in your lungs except air. There's nothing healthy.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, smoking it without a doubt cannot be healthy. It's not the healthiest way to get. But if nobody's going to argue for that,
right? But if you're eating an edible, I would argue that that is nowhere near as damage. Obviously, messing with your brain chemistry does run some risks. Obviously, depending on who you are, what your brain chemistry is like, your medical history. But by and large, there is zero reason marijuana shouldn't be legalized, regulated, and taxed.
No. And the other shitty thing about edibles is if you're buying it from a plug or if you're buying it from a shady dispensary, you're not getting the right dosage. If it's actually legalized and regulated, you're getting the same thing over and over and over again. I get
that consistency. You want to know what I hate about when I've had weed honey in the past?
That you never get the right amount. You either take too little, too much. It's never that Goldilocks period.
It's gone now. We've used it all, but I don't have any more, unfortunately. But I took about I took a dollop about the size of a dime. I thought I was taking just a little bit to feel it. I was gone. Actually gone. If I had taken, what I wanted to, if I was going to just be fuck around and find out, I would have greened out.
No, for sure.
I was high 10 hours later when I woke up in the morning.
As it should be.
But
not every time. But not every time.
If I would like to be able to take an edible and know that if I take this much, I'm going to just feel loosey-goosey. If I take this much, that's a sleep aid. If I take this much, we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through. So I would like that consistency. Down. Yeah, I would like that consistency. But moving on, we'll I just got a couple stories we'll get through, and then we go on, and then it's your turn to rant, and then it's your turn to yap. We should have called this. You know what? We should rebrand the rundown into something into the bona fide yappers podcast.
Either that or Brian and Evan's Yap Hour.
Nah, I would love to. I would love to start a podcast with somebody and call it the Yapper Hour or some shit like that. I don't fucking know, just some dumb shit. But moving on. Microsoft reportedly ready $16 billion bid to acquire Valve and Steam. Now I'm gonna
do it. No,
I'm please. So I'm just gonna allay everybody's fears right now. We have nothing to worry about. And the reason I say we have nothing to worry about is because Gabe Newell is not going to do that shit. Gabe Newell's son, who thinks exactly like his father, is not going to do that shit. We've got we're good. Valve prints money. Valve prints money. There is no reason for them to sell. Yes. They can get $16 billion. That'll be more money than they'll ever need. Like, even after taxes, there is no reason for them to give up Valve. Valve has a virtual monopoly on video games on PC, not because they have done shady bullshit like Microsoft to corner the market, but because viewers like me and you trust Valve enough to give them our money and make our platform of choice. They enable Linux gaming. They have tons of free features and amenities. There is no reason why, if you're on PC, you are not using Valve, unless you are just a pure pirate, and that's perfectly morally okay in my opinion. So this is not this. There's no amount of money short of like trading companies that I think that would do. Valve is a privately owned corporation. They don't have shareholders. They get to do shit like take losses on Steam decks. So there is like a consistent baseline for developers to develop video games for Linux-based hardware. Like, there is nothing you all have to worry about. This is just fucking Microsoft executives yapping, trying to figure out what they can do next while beating the FTC back with a fucking stick.
Just get the FTC on their ass more. Goddamn, more.
Yeah, like here's the thing. Valve has always not Valve. Microsoft has had the policy of buy, expand, bury.
Literally,
they will buy up their if they will buy up their competition. If they can't beat their competition, they buy them up. They get all of their working projects out the door, and then they kill the shit that they bought. There were studios recently that they had closed that were award-winning studios that they had been saying they wanted to make award-winning games. They closed the studio that made Hi-Fi Rush.
Even keeping open the one that just came out. What is it? I can't remember. Dragon Blade, something Blade, not
Hellblade Senua's Saga 2. Yeah, that was no promotion. I didn't know it was coming out. I didn't know.
No, I knew about it too, but like there was nothing for it.
We stream the Game Awards every year here on HIMediaTV, and I knew about it. I saw the trailer. It looked so cool. Not the type of game I would play, but there's a market for a game like that, and they didn't do it. So, and honestly,
and just real quick, now they're saying that they're going to keep their studio open until they make the third game. And That's going to be like 10 years. It's going to be the next console generation.
Maybe. I mean, the gap between Senua Saga 1 and 2 was only like 4 or 5 years.
I don't know if we're thinking of the same game. I think we're thinking of different ones. Hold on.
Yeah. But anyways, moving on to the last topic I wanted to bring up before we move to your stuff. 50 Cent's Did He Do It docuseries sold to Netflix in bidding war.
You know he's gonna talk all that shit. I couldn't find it. It's whatever. But
50 Cent is King Petty.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be. Listen. Like, 50 Cent knows. Like, 50 Cent is a grade A hater, and that's the funniest thing about him. Like, he's the type of person where, like, think about. You remember Kamari from WCC?
Yeah.
The dude who was there for like 2 weeks, pretentious as shit.
Got Najee all upset, right?
Yeah. Oh, Najee is another good example. If you gave Najee 50 Cent money, would Najee not use that money to fuck with all the people he hated?
Don't you think I would do that shit?
I feel like you would pepper it a little bit, but you wouldn't go all in because you're like, I got money. What the fuck I gotta worry about? I'm chilling. I'm gonna fuck my girlfriend. I'm gonna fuck my other girlfriend. I'm just be chilling.
Okay. True.
But you know, Najee is the people at sports. Yo, somebody said this to Najee, bro. I don't mean this telltales out of school. I don't give a shit. I don't know this motherfucker anymore. He didn't talk to me in ages, and I didn't bother talking to him either.
Yeah.
I know. Whatever. I give shit. I'm saying it. Who gives a fuck? This poor bat. Like, he was with one person for years. Like, and the moment he puts his dick in a white girl, she comes up pregnant.
Don't say that. No, don't say that. Not on the stream. No.
I've seen the kid. And this is years ago. I've seen him. Cute kid. I'm sure they have a very happy family, but I'm just like, I've told him for years, wear fucking condoms, you absolute troglodyte. No, I'm good on the pull-out method. Bitch, you thought. you thought wrong.
Crazy.
I'm the chill.
Crazy.
All right, what you want to talk about, man?
So I wanted to talk about the fact that Shane Gillis has a new Netflix show. I watched the first 2 episodes. I don't remember the name, but it's pretty good. I like it.
Who's Shane Gillis again?
Big white dude, a comedian. Got kicked off at SNL.
Is he the fuckhead who made the George Carlin AI?
No, that's Will Sasso.
Okay.
Yeah. Trust me, I hate that dude too, because that was fucked up.
Okay.
But yeah, it just got renewed for a new season as well. It's only 6 episodes, 30 minutes each. You know, I think it's pretty good. It's funny. It's with, excuse me, it's with a lot of the same people that he did his sketch comedy on YouTube with. So, your webcam went out.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen,
we're back.
If you're ever trying, ladies and gents, to try and I don't know, go through the effort of producing a podcast or do YouTube broadly, I would encourage you, maybe not put your fucking computer room in a unair conditioned cat room that smells like shit.
Is that what?
If you can avoid it. No, I think the problem is that like we have two air conditioners on this floor, three if you count the one I have running in fan mode, a computer and two refrigerators, along with everything else like bedrooms would normally have running in this bitch, and we don't have enough wattage, and Meadow and I have been meaning to go to fucking what's it called Home Depot to get it sorted, and it just has not been. It's just hasn't been sorted, and now I have to go into video broadcast, look at the camera. Why are you being a pain? I don't want the GoPro web. Did my fucking like HD camera crap out on me? Oh my god!
Yeah, it did.
If this shit like is like busted now for whatever reason, I am going to have a connection because I will die. I will actually kill myself. I cannot afford to get new shit.
Is it okay? I can't hear you. Guys, maybe YouTube isn't best. Maybe
God
YouTube
save
isn't,
me. God save me.
isn't best.
I like
everybody.
everything in my entire setup just fucking went and I don't fucking know why.
I know, like out of nowhere. Just to explain what I saw, out of nowhere, your GoPro like thing came up, and it just said GoPro, and I was like, "Hey Evan, can you hear me?" And then nothing. So,
and also my Stream Deck is fucked too, so now I'm gonna have to do everything with it manually. Just distance. I'm so happy to be me, living every day, nothing in my way.
gotta love YouTube.
No, it's not. No, it's not YouTube. It's not the YouTube. It's my fucking hardware that's the issue. I need to get air conditioning in this bitch before I can like start like using my computer at all again. Jesus Christ. Okay. So, doing this for the first time. So before we get into like the stuff you sent me while we're in our brief intermission, is I wanted to hear your opinion about the Assassin's Creed Shadows controversy. I haven't had like a opportunity to really talk about it because I'm very much not an Ubisoft fan. At least like I liked Far Cry 5 a lot. I loved Far Cry 3. But
no, of course.
And the last Assassin's Creed game I played was Black Flag, and even then I only played the first 16th of it. Like I that's about it.
Yeah, I feel that. But yeah, the thing about the Ubisoft controversy is like who cares? The guy was a retainer. Like whether or not he was an actual samurai. Assassin's Creed never says that they're actually based on fact. Like they say this is loosely based on nonfiction, but this is not how it actually like happened. We're not portraying the truth. So like
it is the series that is literally we are taking the loosest interpretation of history possible, the video game. Yes, we're gonna have ninjas in Renaissance Italy.
Might as well. That's literally what they did.
And they were trying to stay away from Japan for so long because they didn't like the ninja comparison. And so many people were like, just do it already. They're like, fuck it, who cares?
And what sucks is I wish they did it in their heyday because then they would have pulled off some fire shit. Could you imagine if Assassin's Creed 3 was in fucking Japan? Like, that would have been amazing.
I liked Assassin's Creed 3.
I'm just saying, just the setting, not necessarily the story beats changing. Just apply it and put it in Japan. It would have been fucking mwah. But the thing
is the aesthetic.
Yeah.
And also to the retainer bit, I saw Japanese Twitter has been like fucking goofing on the blue check marks a lot. And I literally saw one translated the other day that said, y'all know that when you're a retainer for a lord, that means you're like a samurai. Like a retainer takes multiple different forms, and that includes as a samurai. It's
And
just it's like the Shogun. And this is me speaking here. Like, if I'm correct, I think the Shogun the Shogun is literally a retainer for the Emperor. In theory, they're supposed to serve the Emperor as their retainer, as their protector, as their person managing the Emperor's affairs. Like that was the whole premise of the Shogunate.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the daughter is the daughter of like an emperor or something like that. I think that's what she is. So
yeah,
it just my fucking take from this whole thing is fuck Ubisoft on the whole $130 fucking price tag for the 3-day exclusivity and the fucking season pass that they haven't even announced yet. Like, it's craziness. This and Star Wars Outlaws, I hope they both fucking fail or people just buy the fucking base game. Because if they buy anything past the fucking base game, it's going to show other game studios that this is the right fucking price tag for everything. And it shouldn't be. $90 at the most.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, has sold, like the $130 edition has sold more than the base game.
It's despicable. I mean,
This is the company, by the way, that made Skull and Bones, the first quadruple A game. We saw how that turned.
That failed miserably. The worst part about this is, how dare game studios increase the price of video games when currently AAA game studios are releasing what should be called bets at this point. It's hit or miss if they're going to work at launch, if they're going to work after the day one patch, and whether or not they're going to be half price in a month or 3 months from then. It's bullshit. Bullshit.
I think ultimately, at the end of the day, we are in the era of the AA game.
Definitely.
We are in the era of. Here's what I think, and this is what I think. And I'm parroting Pirate Software, Thor from Pirate Software here. $1 game, shit shovelware game. $5, $3 game, arcadey game. $5 game, $3 to $5 like arcadey. $10 premium arcade game / low level indie. $15 to $20 reasonable indie title. $30 premium indie. $40 AA. $50, $60 AAA. $70 and above unacceptable. Scam. Bullshit. Because I think the only $70 game that I have paid for and that I have seen to be an actual good benefit for like a good cost was Baldur's Gate 3.
I hate to say it to you.
Baldur's Gate 3 is the
it was 60. Or it was it a 60? I think it was 60.
I thought it was 70.
No, I think on PC it's 60. On console it's 70, I believe. But on PC, I believe it's 60.
No, you're right. It's 60. It's 60. Well, how much was
70 for the for the like digital exclusive bundle, but 60 for the base game. Yeah, that's the thing. They got so mad at fucking Baldur's Gate 3 for having all that shit and still pricing it at $60 because they know they can't compete. And that's a game that should be priced at $130. I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
I would have paid $130 for Baldur's Gate 3.
It's something that actually deserves that price tag.
So we have games like Power World, which is priced at I think 30 or 40. You have your Helldivers, which is priced at 40.
40 and 60 or 50 for the like exclusive.
Right, but I just got the basic edition.
Gotcha.
You have you have your and like we are in the era of the indie and the AA game. Like the only reason you would pay $60 for a game in today's day and age, like even the last Dragon's Dogma 2, which came out like a couple months ago, huge on launch, but it fell off super quick because the quality of was not there.
I believe it, man.
I think back the last time I spent $60 on a game, last time I spent $60 on a game I felt good about was Baldur's Gate 3. And I think the last time that I felt really good about spending $60 on a video game before that,
it was a while.
Lies of P.
I understand that. Here's my thing. Just to say this real quick, I only buy, especially on PlayStation, because they have such a monopoly on there. I only buy shit on discount. I'd never pay full price for stuff because at this point, I either know what I'm getting and I think the value is worth it, or I don't have to pay full price for a potentially broken game. Because at this point, that's how you got to look at video games.
Yep, you have is the cost benefit analysis, and I think that ultimately, the only reason you should pay for a $60 game in today's day and age is if you're already emotionally invested in the series. That's forgivable. God knows I play every Pokemon game that comes out. And if it is, a critically acclaimed by the fans game, like a Elden Ring or a Baldur's Gate, you're unless it is a game that you can, I think ultimately, the purpose of the $60 games is that you need to have an emotional reason why you would want to spend it. And granted, $60 is like nothing nowadays. Most people's bills for their average car, rent, phone, electricity, every bill is more than $60. $60 in 2024. It's not nothing to everybody. It's not no amount of money. $60 can be the difference between you're able to pay your rent or not. But it's not a huge purpose. $130, that's something you really got to stop and consider. You still got to stop and consider $50, $60. But you can be reckless and impulsive with $60. You can't be reckless and impulsive with $130.
And what I'm hating about the video game industry now is the Netflixification, the streamification of it all. Not that I despise PlayStation Plus or Game Pass. I think for what they are currently, you do get a good value for your buck.
But there's a timer.
But not only that, but also the fact that Ubisoft has their own fucking streaming service, video game platform, and that also gives you exclusivity on everything else. It's like, come on, you're trying to bait us into buying this membership because nobody wants to actually pay that price for the game. Because, I'll say it again, in a month after, because I think it comes out November, I think October for the Star Wars game, 2 months, a month after Christmas season, it's going to be discounted like 40%, 30%. Disgusting.
Patience is a virtue. Moving on to the first thing that you had sent me.
Wait, very quickly. I'm sorry. Let me send you one more thing because this is the first thing I want you to respond to.
Okay.
And I think you'll really like this. Hold on. It might be a video you've already seen. I'm sending it to you again. The one I just sent. Over Instagram, sorry.
I got you. I already know. I've seen this guy do a cover of "I Can Go the Distance" from Hercules. He is a stellar Vocaloid talent. He's very, very good. But
yes.
According to the New York Post, the brand owned by Kraft Heinz Company is launching a supersized version of the classic fruit punch flavored drink for Capri Sun Fruit Punch. Capri Sun issues large fruit juice jugs to attract nostalgic fans.
Yep, Capri Sun is coming out with a big fucking version again.
How much you want to bet this shit tastes like ass?
I hope it tastes exactly like the pouch. Because if it doesn't, throw it out.
throw it out. There's no fucking purpose for it. If it doesn't taste like the pouch, it's unneeded. Also, I'm hoping that them adding the coloring doesn't affect the flavor, because if you actually look at, like, if you actually squeeze a fucking pouch into a clear glass, it's mostly clear. It's got a little tinge, but it's mostly clear. So to get that vibrant red, they're gonna have to add dyes to it. Let's hope that the dyes don't cause it to taste like shit.
Or just a wrapper. Just put a wrapper around it. Literally. Don't fuck with it. It's too good.
Please don't. Oh shit! The Super Size Me dude kicked rocks. That's unfortunate. And with cancer, it's probably all that fucking McDonald's he ate.
That's what I was saying. Exactly. I was like, this motherfucker died. 56 is crazy. That's too young. This is my generation's fucking Atkins. That's what this is. That's what this is.
I remember watching fucking Super Size Me in PE class during a movie day.
Like our generation, yours and mine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that reference, but yeah, that's
you don't know about the Atkins diet guy.
Mm-mm.
The guy came out. That guy came out with a diet, and then he died like super young. I think also from cancer.
Was he the fucker? So, was he the runner?
I don't know, but like his last name was Atkins, and it's the Atkins diet.
I've heard comedians clowning on him.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. No, that makes sense. Here's
so that's why I say that.
Got it. Here's something I wanted to pull up, which I thought was very funny.
Let's see.
Cracker Barrel CEO Brand says it isn't relevant and needs a new plan. I mean, I think Cracker Barrel is very relevant to a certain subset of people in America. It's basically like Klansman Waffle House.
They don't want the Klan there anymore. They want everybody.
I know they do, but like there was an entire like court like fucking national like thing hullabaloo where like they fired a gay person, and like in the entirety of social media railed their shit until they rescinded it. And then like I don't know about you, but every time I see a black person talking about Cracker Barrel that isn't like from the South and shit, they're like, yeah, I want to go there. It feels racist. And I'm like, I get it. Like, here's the thing. It does feel racist. They've got decent pancakes and biscuits and grits, you know, but like I can make a better sausage gravy at home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm a bacon and eggs man. It doesn't appeal to me.
No, I do think that
and the gift shop is a really weird touch. Like, who has a gift shop in a restaurant? What are you doing? Make up your mind. You're either or. You can't be both. You're both.
I think I will say though, like I don't understand. You know, like
okay,
I go to Waffle House because it's cheaper.
Exactly. Let's come up with a challenge. What do you think Cracker Barrel's new name should be? Because you know they're going for a rebranding. You know it.
Oh Lord.
I have one in mind. I don't know if I should say it though.
I mean, at this point, they should lean into it. Just call it Stonewall's Diner.
How about American Barrel? I think American Barrel would be good.
Listen, dude. The reason it's not the name. The reason why people don't go to this shit is because the aesthetic is that of racism. Like they got the pseudo American flag things along. Like, why the fuck are there rocking chairs?
I don't know.
What's with the fucking rocking chairs, bro? Like,
you just need a racist old man on it just to yell at people, and then it's perfect.
Like, don't get me wrong. As a Yankee, it's a decent way to get some like southern tasting kind of food. It's, you know, it's like the pancakes, the food, they're like, it's fine. You know, it's like it's consistent. It's okay food. Like you can get big plates, fat fucking pancakes and grits and mashed potatoes and gravy and corn on the cob. It's great. It's good. It's like Southern comfort food. I just don't need to feel like I'm in a period piece.
You don't have to feel like you're in Gone with the Wind. Like, that's exactly how it feels.
It's like, listen, I have like old white women that are my grandmother. I can just go to their house and get the same aesthetic. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm not talking to the one I'm thinking of I'd go to right now, but it's neither here nor there. That's between me and my therapist, or when we're not on a hot mic.
Very true. That's usually how it is.
But yeah. No, I don't think for me, I think that's all I got as far as like subjects for this week. It's been a packed week, all things considered.
I hear that, man, for real.
Oh man. Started a new job. How's that going?
Yeah, I started a smoke shop job. It's been pretty good. I got sick.
I did not know it was a smoke shop job. That is perfect for you.
Yep.
That is a match made in fucking heaven.
Yep. And the schedule is right up my alley too, 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. So your boy's chilling. I'm right where I need to be.
So when you do 6 to 3,
yeah,
are you awake? Are you you're waking up at like noon and you're awake and then you go to work, or are you waking up, going to work, and then being awake from like 3 to, and then being awake from when you get home at like 3:30 to like 7?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. The second one.
No shit. Because
I'm like, yeah.
Well,
does it surprise you?
Well, I mean, we're 3 hours a fucking part, so if I wanted to like do the rundown and shit with you, I would just have to wake up early. I can do that. That's no problem.
Literally, like 6 a.m. your time. That's when I get off. So
days you work,
it changes.
It changes.
I don't know quite yet, but it's usually on the weekend. So
yeah. I don't know. Oh, I got some like really fucking sad news. My girlfriend's college shut down.
What happened?
Not the one she's currently at, the one she got her associates from. DCAD. It's DCAD.
Oh.
DCAD's closing. It's just they're just not sticking around.
Damn, that's crazy.
And to everybody listening, we're going to get hyper local to Delaware for a second, so bear with us. I am baffled that the state didn't come in to bail them out.
Yeah, they really were like, nah, you guys get close.
Because, like, Wilmington doesn't have a super vibrant downtown. And I'm going to be honest, having an arts college in the middle of your downtown is such a benefit to just like culture in the fucking city.
Yeah, but where was it? I don't remember.
Market Street.
Damn.
Like that. Yeah, that's why I'm like, what the fuck crazy. Are you doing, bro?
I thought it was gonna be like down by the riverfront or something like that.
No, the Bing building is on Market Street.
That's crazy.
Like people who shared like college classes with Del Tech would go down to like take like their English and classes and shit down at Del Tech and have that crossover.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane.
Let's be real. Are college students going to be big spenders and stuff? No. Are they going to browse? Are they going to go pick up shit from Walgreens, go browse the local coffee shops, like order out from restaurants and stuff? Are they going to be doing all that? Yes. It is having a college like in a city like that is a financial benefit, like if not from certainly from a culture and relevancy standpoint. I love Wilmington. Wilmington is my home, but I am getting increasingly fucking frustrated with the ingrayification of like Wilmington, of just like in a sterile. Wilmington is a city, a working class city, filled with working class people, and there are people who are struggling and there are people who are doing well. But you can't sterilize the city. Like, Wilmington is a black and brown city.
Delaware as a whole feels like it just wants to keep fading back into obscurity.
It does.
It never feels like it wants any recognition. And it's like, you could say a few things. You do have a few things going for you, but even the fact that the fucking president currently is from the fucking place, most people are like, where is it? I don't know where it is. I've never
Delaware?
seen Motherfucker. Every time. And I gotta be honest with you, Evan, this is one of my biggest gripes about you personally that I have, that you want to stay there and try to put it on some form of relevancy. And I'm like,
I don't even care about I don't even care about the relevancy at this point. It's just I
understand how much you love the state. I'm just saying.
I want to be clear. I've already accepted the fact that if I want to have a life with Meadow, I need to come to terms with the fact that I'm probably not going to be able to live where I want to live. And I've accepted that. It hurts. I'm grieving it. And I'm very sad about it. But I love Meadow more than I love my city. That's the truth.
Something you've said to me before. You could also leave it, get big, and then bring it back. That's another option.
Well, one of the things that I do is I'd say make every single video that I make, the location of which is in Wilmington, Delaware. I fully expect that someday maybe I would be able to find a way to live here again. And it might not be in a year. There again. I don't even fucking live there right now. It might not be in a year. It might not be in 5 years. It might not be in 10 years. It might be longer. But I want to move back. And I want to get into local politics. I want to run for a school board. I want to do shit like that. And that's not on the table for me right now. What's on the table for me right now is being able to survive. So that is the priority, as it is at present.
Feel you, brother. I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Anything new going on with you?
With me, I gotta bust my ass and get something coded for Mariah by tomorrow evening. Hopefully, we'll see. I tried the new demo for a new Souls-like game that's came out. It's a free demo. You can play it with 11 gigabytes on Steam. It's great. It's got this it's called Anotria, the last song. It's got a really interesting, it's got some novel mechanics that I haven't seen in other Soulsborne games. It has a beautiful, like, Italian Renaissance aesthetic. Like, just beautiful colors, beautiful music, it's just a gorgeous game. And the actual gameplay itself is feels pretty good. I feel like the parrying system's a little less tight. I did a 40-minute podcast where I'm just talking nonstop about it. That should be coming out. I have that. I'm gonna format that and get that pushed out. That'll come out this week at some point after this one. Probably on I don't know, Thursday or something. We'll see.
Right.
I'm trying to get into the habit of trying new medias, watching them and experiencing them and doing reviews on them, which is just kind of an excuse to sort of actually enjoy new content and watch more television. But hold on, what are you doing, Mom? Oh, you've been captured.
Hello, kitty.
Happy. Bleep, 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 bleep. For everybody listening in audio only, I just caught my son, Momo, my cat, and I made him perform to the camera by making him do a little happy dance. But yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm got more content coming out this week. Been behind on my shorts. I've been only releasing one a day as opposed to my normal 3. It's just I was not able to keep up with that level of grind. I put a hiatus on that. But yeah, no, things are doing okay. It's been well, that's with my therapist today. I feel I've realized that there is like a tiny, small, inner child element of me that mourns Joey Haggard in some small way. Like not like I it's just like imagining what if he wasn't a fuckhead? What if he didn't what if what if we were able to and then I think about all the shit he did to me, sister, loved ones and stuff.
Well, I gotta be honest, and I think we definitely have different perspectives on this, with the fact that shitty fathers, regardless of the reason, part of my motivation, at least for being, not in a toxic way, but just for being a man and growing up, is the fact that I know eventually I'll get to right the wrongs that my father did with my own son or daughter or whatever, just the fact that I'll be able to be a father. I think the fact that you have the position of, and I don't know if you want this being discussed on the podcast, but
I don't care. Go ahead.
Just having the position of not really wanting kids in your future. I'm just like, I feel like that closes the door for having that experience. Not that it won't be complicated and feelings won't come up.
The idea of having children is something me and my partner have talked about. We have a lot of different why we would want to do it, why we wouldn't want to do it, how we would go about it, what points in where be. I think definitely adoption for us is absolutely on the table, but that's not going to happen until we are very much in a place where we can make sure that child is
stable.
Yeah, and we're probably
and loved.
and we're both kind of looking at it less. I kind of want to adopt a teenager.
I can see that.
I want to get a 13, 14, 15-year-old in here, and say, hey, listen, I know that you've been getting fucked for a long time. I know that the system has continued to fuck you for the entirety of your life. And I recognize that I'm just, as far as you're concerned, I'm a fucking stranger at some level who took you into my house. I know you think, the society says 15, 16, you're 13, 14, 15, 16, just don't get fucking adopted. And we did want you. We did choose you. And, whatever relationship, we'll put the effort in, and we don't have any expectation on your part to match us in that effort. We will support you and do everything a parent is supposed to do, from everything from supporting you both now and once you are an adult, and to help figure out college, help pay for college, disciplining you when you're fucking up, and supporting you when you do well, and helping you put you in a position to do well. Understand that there's trust that needs to be built, and I am willing to put that without any expectation on your part. It's just shit like that. If you a 15-year-old in that position is a kid. They are a kid, but they have had to have a level of life experience that they had no fucking business to have to deal with. As a result, do you know that our the foster and the child protective services system is the way it is, and it's as shitty as it is because the people that constructed it wanted to incentivize parents to take care of their kids so they wouldn't be fucking put into that shitty system.
I believe it.
The American way of doing social services and social safety nets has come from the angle of, we are going to make this an option, but we're going to make this so shitty that it would be preferable for you to not have it in the first place. That's why when you get on welfare, like payments, whether that is through SNAP benefits or whether that is through cash payments, you have to put yourself into such a situation that you are so dependent on those earnings that if you lose them, you're fucked. So it is designed to keep you in there. If we had a functional social safety net, if they would continue to give me money while I am looking for a job, they would get me into Job Corps, or they would get me into a jobs placement program, and they would still pay me on top of what I'm getting paid from the job, and until I am able to make enough of a wage where I am self-sufficient. And that is going to be long past, that is like me making, 20, some dollars an hour.
We're having here's what I don't understand. Why they don't propose a law that's like, if you're on welfare, Section 8, whatever the case, you have to have a savings of $10,000 before you get kicked off. That should be fair.
Or, what I think? Here's my opinion. I think that the United States government should get into the business of banking. Personal banking. And here's what I mean by this. One of the biggest issues that people have is you need to have a bank to be able to get your paycheck, to be able to get an apartment, to be able to get a car, to be able to do a lot of things. You need a bank account to get these things. And if you don't have these, you're in a bad way. And bank accounts have to be tied to an address. And if you don't have an address, and you're homeless, you can't get a fucking bank account. So one of the things that I think that what should happen is that there should be a bank of last resort. Meaning, if you have a social security number, when you are born, when you're born, you get a bank account that can be accessed through any postal service in the country, through any main post office in the country. The post office should be in the business of having a savings account, just a savings account for every single American. I'm a big believer in public options because this would make it so private banks are a little less fucky on the fees, especially as it pertains to savings accounts. And B, it would make it so if something catastrophic happens in your life, you still have access to a savings account and the ability to get one and fix your life. And if you are receiving benefits like cash payments, they can go directly to that account. So,
the only thing I want to say is, regardless of your opinion on it, this is exactly one of RFK's points. And I wish that Biden, to literally make America not only a bank, but also kind of your grandfather, in the sense that the American system would then become your co-signer on a house or on an apartment.
Maybe, I don't know. My only thing about that is that I don't think that America should be the co-signer. I think that the way we do Section 8 in this country is so counterintuitive.
Specifically, just very quickly, because I don't think I explained it. I think it's strictly for first-time home buyers to give them the loan, so America becomes the bank as opposed to them going through a bank.
Right. Here's the problem. The only problem I have with that is I don't think that the American government should get into lending. I think American government should be into grants. Grants for sure. When the American government gives money away, it shouldn't be with the expectation of repayment, because I pay taxes, and I've paid taxes into this system that I'm currently betting from Snap. And once I get a job and I start working again and all that, I will continue to pay taxes so that next time I need it, I will have access to it. And so other people at present will have access to it. And so why did I go on that fucking tangent? The reason why I say that is because when the government gets into the business of lending, that's how you get a precursor to the student debt crisis. You get...
I'm just saying, forgive me if I don't believe I'm characterizing it correctly. I just want to also say a part of his point, at least while he was saying the shit that he was saying on the things that I've watched so far, is to also expand the use of the post office system to also include not only an actual address, but make it more so with DMV interactions because they're more equipped with people. The DMV tends to be very ill-equipped in the people capital. So he was saying that like you should be able to go to the post office to cash a check or go to the post office to get ID or a non-driver's license or shit like that because that is where people get passports. How come we can't get an ID?
I will say those are very good points, and I agree wholeheartedly. It's not me endorsing,
No.
obviously.
Trust me, I know.
But like to the point of housing, I think that what the government should get into the business of is not lending for home ownership, but should get into the business of property management. Housing and urban development shouldn't be the interface which landlords get paid for letting the government use their property as Section 8. What should happen is that the government should, every time a development is built, there are a lot of states that have mandates for low-income housing, saying 14% of the units need to be used for income housing. Fine. What happens in a lot of these cases is that these buildings that are built with this low-income housing will either make poor doors for people to walk through for that housing, or they will say that it's available and that it's been filled, or that nobody's willing to fill them, and they just don't advertise it and they fill it with normal people anyways. So one of the things that I'm suggesting is that if have the government buy up like at I'd say make a law that states that the government has first right of refusal during foreclosures. So if a foreclosure happens, the government can come in and buy it at a fraction of the price, and then they can offer to the family that had that house foreclosed, hey, you can now rent this house from us for a much lower payment than what your mortgage was. Section 8 housing, if I go to the government and say, I am housing insecure, I need to get the fuck out of here, I have a job, I need a place to live, I can't afford this, I can only afford this much in rent. The government would then take me and put me into an apartment or a residence. And then the government is the owner of that property. Not a landlord who is a part of the program, just the government. Because the big fucking problem is that when you have the private aspect of it leeching regardless, because here's the thing, the way Section 8 works in this country at present is the government will pay the landlord whatever the fuck the landlord says, that like whatever the fuck the rent market value of it is, and that's also like what the fuck the landlord says, or market manipulations, whatever. So let's say that my old apartment down at Delaware Avenue, Wilmington, was, let's say that the market value of that was what I paid for it, $1,000 a month. But then the landlord wants to get, let's fuck it Section 8. I don't want to manage it, whatever. They agree to let it be Section 8. The person who moves in can only pay $150 a month in rent. The government doesn't even pay the difference. The government just pays the rent wholesale. The government takes care of the maintenance. The government can take care of the maintenance, but like a lot of time, but like, it can take time and stuff. The landlord, it depends state by state. Some places the government takes care of the maintenance, and other places the landlord has to be in charge of the maintenance. But the government pays them the full amount of rent for it, and then the person just pays the government whatever they fucking have. And so what ends up happening is This is basically a way for landlords to be like, great, I no longer have to worry about X, Y, and Z. Did we lose you there? Are you okay?
I'm good, just blowing my nose.
Oh, good. This system has a lot of issues. An old friend of mine, Glenn, he was living in a borderline dilapidated like row home in Wilmington, and his fucking landlord just decided, I don't want you here anymore. And he was way too poor to like fight it in court. And he was living on Section 8, and they basically fucking forced him out. And because the government is bureaucratic, they weren't able to fucking stop it. They were able to put a pause on it once, but they basically just came in and told him, get the fuck out. Highly illegal. He was homeless. I had most of his shit in my apartment for months. And, and once he got a new place, he was able to have all his shit back. So you have to wonder, like just functionally at the end of the day, if you're foreign shit, like I imagine what that would do to the market, right? Like imagine what that would do to the market, the housing market. Imagine if you are struggling, you can just walk into the post office, say, "Hey, I am housing insecure and I need a place to live." They hand you a fucking form that you fill out and ship out, and then you get a call from from HUD and saying, "Hey, we have the form says like what your current address is and how many miles you're willing to like move from that location." And then HUD calls you and say, "Hey, we found a place here ready for you to move in. Would you like it?" And then you can just and guess what? It's as simple as that. And they say, we pulled your income records from the IRS from last year. Is this still accurate? If yes, awesome. This is how much how much are your expenses? Like how much can you afford in rent? Cool. That sounds fine to us. We'll take that. If not, talk to us. Okay, we'll lower it and it'll be this much. And then you have a residence. And all you have to do is and all you have to do is, and they don't kick you out. You can just say, "Hey, I want to stay here and I want to stay here another year." And there's no, and you only, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
It's definitely a nice thought, but given our government, it's just
our government is run by our government is not just bought by, but run by the types of people who would lose money if we did this. There is I think there should be a public option for anything with inelastic demand and inelastic needs, things like healthcare, housing, food, water, shit like that. There should be a at the very, if not like public dollars behind, at least a public option. There,
I trust me. Not that I disagree with you. I'm just saying these motherfuckers are supposed to be taking care of the roads. Every goddamn day I drive on roads that are like Afghanistan. Like, come on.
But well, here's the thing. It's like the solution. Like I put out a video the other day on like how we could. Actually, did I put that video out, or is that still, or am I still saving that? Like, or do I still have that in the bank? Ooh, I still have it in the bank. I sometimes will record videos and stuff, and I'll throw them up into my YouTube on private. I haven't made thumbnails for them. I haven't SEO optimized them. They're not even ready to go yet. But they're basically videos that I make to like sort of just like I don't want to record this week. Let's just fucking put this up. I bank videos just in case. You know what I mean? And one of these videos was talking about how would we pay for free healthcare, and I said there's 3 to 4 ways you do it. You do it through a capital gains tax. You increase the numbers of income tax brackets. You cap out. You increase the corporate tax rate to 90%, and you add and you create a public option.
Those
Or
definitely are choices.
So the way it is that you add a 1 to 2 cent tax on every share traded at every transaction. So what does that do? That does two things. That kills the penny stock market where so many fucking scams can happen. That adds a floor to what is considered a valuable stock, because if you're sharing, if you're selling a stock at like 100 million, like a million shares of a stock that's valued like 10 cents, but you're also attacking on like 2 cents to every fucking share, that adds to like a floor of stability to the stock market. And what it also does is it also adds a ceiling too. You're not going to be people aren't going to be trading stocks at such high volumes if they're going to be trading, if they trade 100 million shares of a stock, and oh shit, that means you're paying 1 cent, you're paying $1 million as a transaction fee if you sell 100 million shares. It's not about the value of the stock; it's about how many shares you're selling. Then every time you sell a share, there's a transaction fee with that. That's a capital. That is the example of it. That is a share tax. The capital gains tax, which is the actual thing I was talking about, is a 10% tax, like however much percent, but I say 10% for simplicity's sake, to on the how much on the accretion of the value over the last year. So if you own a property, hypothetically, my pitch on this is that we're on asset portfolios worth more than $10 million. So if all the assets you own and shit are, if you say own a house that is worth $1 million and it's now worth $2 million, you still don't pay any taxes on it because all your assets combined aren't $10 million. But if you have a property that is $10 million, and this is just say that's the only asset you have, it's not a portfolio, and that portfolio is now worth in that asset, it grows by from 10 million to 20 million, you pay, I think it is, if I'm doing my math correctly, you pay a mil on the increased value of that asset. I think my math is wrong, but regardless,
let's not divulge your whole video though.
yeah, but basically it's like there are taxes that we could put on just wealthy people and the wealthy class that would essentially pay for everything we need. And my friend Amy has a really, really good friend of the show, Amy. Check. She's don't ooh my OO on Twitch. Don't OWO. Don't UW my OWO on Twitch. Go follow her, and on YouTube, same thing. She says, and she makes a very good point. She says that the system wants to protect itself. That there is going to be a point that we're going to hit in the next 5 to 10 years where the rich people, the ones who are actually smart enough to know what the fuck is going on, will realize what's going to happen is we're going to have basically a repeat of FDR's New Deal to a higher extent this time. There's going to be increases in taxes on wealthy people. There's going to be increases in minimum wage, social benefits spending, full 9 yards, and it's going to come out of, and we're going to take it out of like the wealthy folks' ass, and they're going to fight us a bit on it a lot, but they're not going to fight it to the point where they kill it from happening, because there's people day to day are going to get to a point where we're just going to go walk into the perceived wealthy area of our country. People are just going to start walking into the perceived wealthy neighborhoods and start throwing Molotov cocktails through people's windows. Like, people are getting to a level of angry and dissatisfied that it is not sustainable, and they know that, and they're dealing with the consequences of
that. Without a doubt. Oh my god, haven't got a neck buzz in so long.
I've burned you out enough. Let's call this episode.
No, I still wanted to talk. You were just on that point, and
I'm
no
so
way I
sorry.
was getting you off.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Well, firstly, I was going to say that I don't understand why there's not taxes when you're buying stock. I feel like that's just another, barrier of entry for people who don't have that much money, especially to protect themselves. God forbid you do make a mistake or you oversell or something like that. Because it really is weird, the fact that we only tax whenever a stock is sold after the assets are, gained.
I don't see any reason at all why there shouldn't be taxes and taxes levied on transactions that are a certain level higher than others. Like if you are buying, if I'm buying like if I think about like Meadows grandfather, like he buys, 10, 20 shares of a stock that costs 30, 40, 50 bucks, spends like solid $500 grand. He's was smart with his money. Like he can do that.
Yeah.
And I don't see any reason why he would have to pay a few shares. He's a retail investor. The retail investors, like that like what you should be doing is, because here's the thing,
But even then, very quickly, I just want to say, what would be a 2% tax on that? And he covers his ass completely, even in the event
sure. I don't think there should be any tax below a certain threshold. Like if you are like $500 to him, it's probably worth more than to a VC fund that has a Spring Boot based coded app that auto buys, sells, and trades on the stock exchange themselves.
Very quickly, I just want to say, if people are willing to pay a tax on things that they deem necessary, whether it be feminine products, alcohol, tobacco, and an exorbitant tax on these things that, again, they deem necessary.
To be fair, the pink tax is some bullshit, but yes, continue.
I'm not sitting here and denying that. However, I am saying that it exists.
Yeah.
What I am saying, though, is people who are fortunate enough to actually make transactions on the stock market will not necessarily disagree with the fact that a few extra bucks isn't going to kill anybody. Because we're not talking about poverty, right? But every time a person,
these are people playing in the stock market. They are by definition like true.
At least,
and I will say this though. I will say that I would put exceptions in for things like pension funds.
No, of course, and I would even say Roth IRAs and 501ks would not be touched. I'm strictly talking about personal investment for whatever reason, and then obviously commercial and business investing gets taxed on a different bracket. But I'm just saying,
fuck me, dude. I just want the government to stop banks from. I just want a law that says if you're sitting on a property and this bitch ain't been rented out in 2 years, you got 6 months to figure it out, or we're eminent domaining your ass.
See, the thing is, everybody wants not Franklin, but everybody wants Theodore Roosevelt-esque policy, and you can't do that shit anymore because now the federal government is actually held accountable in court. The only reason that we had the jungle, the only reason that we had the whole, revolution of the meatpacking industry, and also the, I think it was the oil industry or something like that, was because Theodore Roosevelt was able to go to these private corporations, these private CEOs, and pretty much say, I'm the federal government. Don't fuck with me. My people are literally going to be poisoned from your food, and they're going to die over the course of the winter if you don't step your fucking game up. You can't do that today. Every time a president tries to...
Here's the thing. You could do... This is a little dark on my part, but here's my thing, right? It's like... The Supreme Court and the court system has always supported... I think the problem has always supported the status quo
It's just right now we have a Supreme Court that doesn't support the status quo. We have a Supreme Court that is regressing. We have a Supreme Court that is like Clarence Thomas. Like, just go off of Clarence Thomas for a second. Clarice, my brother in Christ. We all see it. We know you hate your wife. We know you hate your wife. I promise you. If you just divorce her, you'll be happier. Nobody is going to call for your disbarment if you have a divorce. It's 2024. It's not 1975 anymore. Your boy Reagan gave us no-fault divorce. You can do it. All of your billionaire friends are still going to give you money and gifts and vacations. They'll
be there for the second wedding. They'll be there for the second wedding.
You do not need to keep this crazy ass woman around you anymore. Please stop trying to take away people's rights because you hate being married to this bitch. I swear to God, if you go after some shit, like you said, Brown versus Board of Education, that's just a hop, skip, and a jump from Loving versus Virginia. I swear to God and all that is holy, if you take away, people's ability to marry the people that they want, even just heterosexually, I am aware of at least 3 to 4 blitzed out white girls from Ellesmere and Cookie Monster felt pajama bottoms who will throw rocks through your window. So I beg of thee, just divorce your wife, please, and make life easier for all of us.
At this point, man, you might as well.
I know, dude. I'm just it's Thomas and Alito, bro. Like, the judges that unironically, the judges that Trump elected, like Amy Coney Barrett, especially, they've been the people that have been on the court that have been gunning to just take away rights and stuff have been motherfuckers that Bush put in.
True, and I hope some of them have the RBG treatment. But again, she was like 20 years older than anybody else on the fucking court, so probably not going to happen.
I'm glad that I forget the fuckhead's name, the other liberal court justice, who was basically told by everybody, step the fuck down before you die. and thank God they put Ketanji Brown Jackson on that court. That woman is going to be there for a while, thank Christ.
But there's going to be some gray hairs pretty soon. No question. God.
Dude, I feel this with the fucking with the Ubisoft Yusuke drama shit. I've that kind of was the final nail in the coffin, that the final thing that swept the flitch that made me understand there are just white people in this country that hate seeing black people.
That's the worst part about it.
I'm a suburban white dude. I was
Evan. The worst part about it is the fact that it's 2024. You know how hard it is to avoid black people today? We're everywhere. It is what it is.
It's so crazy. It's it's always the fucking wart-faced, weeaboos.
It's never a cute guy. It's never an attractive woman.
You want to know what I kind of figured out, if I'm being honest? All of these fuckheads who just dog on women, dog on just hate does something to your body that just makes you unattractive. I am. My TikTok algorithm thinks I am a bisexual woman of color, and because of this, I get to peer into the realm of what women are thinking and engaging with each other on TikTok. And you know what? And this has been 2.5 years of this since I gave Meadow my fucking
algorithm, and she just ran with it. It's been great. It's been smooth sailing ever since. Do you know what I've learned in men? Lock in. I'm about to tell you all the fucking secret. About to tell you all the secret. Get like a body spray from Bath and Body Works, deodorant, shower daily, put the shit on twice, and autistically yap about like your special interests. I promise you, you're gonna find somebody who likes that. It's just don't treat women like objects. Don't
you
say
have to talk to them.
You have to talk to them. They are people.
I know it's scary.
They are
I get
people.
it.
They're people. They are human fucking beings. I promise you, if you talk to women and you talk to them like your friends and you don't say any weird sexual shit, you're an ace in the hole. You're good. Like, just please, for the love of God, like, there's a reason why women keep picking the fucking bear.
And hey, man, it's okay to lean into, being awkward sometimes. You can laugh at yourself. Make a mistake. It's not that bad. Nobody holds you that accountable.
You got that quirked up white boytism riz. Like, that's fine. Work it. It's okay.
Take my word, friend. Take my word.
I literally brought Smash Brothers to me and my partner's first date, and then gushed about Skyrim lore for like 30 minutes on our first date. Certified. We ended up like making out in like a pavilion like nearby. Like, it was great. And we've been off to the races ever since. I promise you. Also, like, I don't think men understand how fucking little, like, if you dress in a sweater with like a white collar shirt underneath and like smell nice and autistically babble during dates, like, you immediately put your chances like of getting laid and not even getting laid, just finding a partner finding someone who finds you attractive. Like, there are so many women who just do not give a shit about physical appearance.
So very quickly, there's a few things I want to say. This conversation inspires. Did you hear about the guy who spoke at the college and everybody got mad at him because he was saying specifically to women about being mothers and being wives and stuff like that? Not that I want to get it. I don't want to get into the content of.
We should. I hate that motherfucker.
I just want to say that I think there is a big. Not that it's a conspiracy of any kind. I just think that there is a big path. There is a huge pattern that I'm seeing, at least from my perspective, that puts men and women on a different trajectory by the content that they consume, by the messages that their content, spurts out. And I think, again, this is not what I know. I just think, especially with this generation that's coming up, facing COVID, facing all the communication problems that brought also, I think the reason that we see such a uprising of like conservative and right-wing ideals in young men is because at a certain point, I think they became alienated or confused communicating with the other gender and then other sex. And then it became a what do you call it when you're surrounded by people with the same opinion?
That's info bubble. Like,
tunnel of some kind.
So I actually know a little. Continue. I'm sorry.
I just want to finish with the fact that I think young men who aren't quite at the level of being conservative or right wing yet then get sucked up into that bubble, that whole vibe of being the alpha male versus the beta and that shit, the Andrew Tates of the world, and other stuff that is thinly guised with toxic masculinity.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I will be finished, I promise.
I'm amping. I'm strapped in!
I just think that then the trajectory happens, and it's the genie is already out of the bottle. There's no real way to pull them back unless they are willing to listen to other ideals. So, please.
So this is a core part. So, where do I start with this? So, the problem of not being able to get dates. So let's bring this like down before we bring the elevated political shit into it. The ability to communicate is something that is seldom taught well by people's families and society. It is a skill that you learn through trial, error, by fire. You are an example of this. I am an example of this. You knowing me from the time we were children to the time we are now grown adults, I'm sure you have seen my ability to communicate go through different eras based off of said trial and error.
And the same goes with me, without a doubt.
Correct. The ability to talk to somebody who you find attractive and want to be intimate with casually is a skill, is an advanced form of interpersonal communication. The problem isn't that I think a lot of men, and this isn't just men, this is young people in general. I don't think that the problem here, it's more of an issue with men than it is with women, because women are societally raised to be more social, and because of that, and because of the fact that they need to always be nice, and because their safety is also tied to whether or not they can people please and stuff like that, because of how fucking scary being a woman is, blah blah blah.
But also antisocial tendencies very much come out in young boys compared to young women.
For the point, in relation to the point that I just said, men are not, expected to be social, and society does not encourage that, really. So what we have here is and there's been studies with this that have come in, is what if you want to look at the crux of the issue, you don't look at our young people having, going on dates, having sex, virgin. That's not the statistic you need to look at. What you need to look at is how many friends people have. And the interesting thing is that a lot of young people today, and when I say young people, I'm talking about people younger than you and I, people in the 18th.
Younger than 18.
Younger than 18. I would even say college age too, like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, like the core colleges, right? These are people who, when we do studies like this, or even asking casually, don't have a lot of friends. They don't have and the ability to make friends is an important aspect of communication continuum.
Just adding to your point, and this from the time you're born to the time you leave college is when you're expected to make the most amount of friends. Not necessarily the friends that last a lifetime, but that's when people genuinely have exactly.
Right. So, what's happening is that the loneliness epidemic that is an issue has always kind of been framed around by people. Men are not able to get with women or get dates or get partners and stuff like that, which to me is putting the cart before the horse. And I've always hated the hyper focus on that, because you have a bigger issue. People, men and women, men more so than women, but still men and women, are either by choice, with things like the 4B movement, which is a completely understandable reaction to a lot of the shit that's gone on in the last 10 years. And, everything in the incel movement with and we're going to talk about specifically men here, because, there's the context and the reasonings and all that, like women and stuff like that are, a lot are complex in different ways, deviate a little bit from the men's issue stuff. and I don't feel necessarily confident in my ability to speak on it as a knowledgeable authority, both through like like I know enough to talk about it, but I feel like just focusing on the one thing here is important, because also, there are men, like the reason why women, manage things the way they do emotionally and they are socially is because men are a constant threat to them throughout their life. They don't know if a random man is going to hurt them or be their friend. Like that's a whole fucking thing. So we're just going to set that to the side. When you have a group of young men who are not good at making friends, who are not socially equipped due to being locked inside for a year and a half, to having grown up with an iPad and having to socialize through the lens of that, a ever increasing society that is hostile to the existence of children in public. The reduction in public amenities in public parks, in playgrounds and stuff like that. You have a group of people that are desperate for community, and that's where things like the Red Pill movement and Andrew Tate come in. This is it's not unsimilar to how I came into the atheist community when I was a 12, 13-year-old boy. People on the internet, people Facebook and stuff, they were very, very much like, hey, we validate your opinions on like not believing in this shit, and you have to also you have to not believe in it full stop. There's no deconstruction, there's no spirituality, it's all hogwash, and you got to be on board for that community. I'm saying quick side thing for 10 seconds. That's part of the reason I love the deconstruction movement. I like that you don't have to lose your spirituality. I'm not spiritual to this day. I still am mindful of some woo-woo bullshit, autostate spaces, but broadly, I don't believe in ghosts, ghouls, goblins, gods, or demons. Unless a Native American person tells me otherwise, or I'm in Appalachia. But I digress. What you have is that a lot of the that movement with the tater tots, as I like to call them, are offered, hey, I care about your feelings. I care about X, Y, and Z. And they get lulled in, and then he starts laying you into the misogyny, because it's not your fault necessarily. Well, it is your fault because you're not fitting this archetype. And then if you fit the archetype and you're still not getting results, it's the women's fault. And so you end up having, kids who would otherwise be perfectly fine and nice kids, desperate for community, being told, hey, you need to adhere to this, otherwise we're going to kick you out. This is something that a lot of alt-right movements do. They go after really lonely people, and you have people who don't necessarily think.
I think it's fair to say that all alt groups do these. This is all cult tactic. This is how they do it.
That is exactly what it is. Now, there's a big controversy on the left for a while that's happened. Is that there really is not a good outreach from a left-wing perspective for men. I like to talk about it from a perspective of, listen, I understand you're lonely. I understand, the question I ask is, I understand you find girls attractive and you like them, but I would ask first, do you have friends? Do you have people that you like hanging around with? I just want to say, I'm sure that spending time with a girl would be nice and fun, and you guys might be able to do things that you might be a little older for you. But I also think that before you can do that, you should focus on making friends and doing all that stuff. There's the biggest problem with the left is that a lot of my fellow left wingers is that one of our my biggest criticism on this particular issue is that they'll say, just don't be a misogynist and you're a kid and everything will be figured out. There's no concrete examples. If you ask, how do you...
I just want to say really quick, And if you don't want it, if you don't think that's a good reason for the sentimental shit, right? Let's be real frank here. There are going to be moments when that girl, the one that takes your breath away, is going to piss you off. And
Yep.
not being misogynistic, just being honest, you're going to want homies to talk shit and just be like, "Yo, am I tripping? Cuz I need somebody to play this off of and just let me know where I'm wrong."
Right. You need to you need that healthy um you need that healthy uh ground. Oh my fucking god, I hate sorry about that. All right. So
No,
I typed it, I opened up and here's my example, right? And here's where these right wingers get these like kids in, right? You're a 14, 15-year-old boy. You think this boy or this girl is really cute. And you want to, and you like you like them, and you like want to kiss them or something, but you don't know how to, and you're not going to ask your fucking parents. God fucking forbid. So I don't know. What do you do? Well, you go into Google, you type in. Here, let me. You go into Google, you type in how to kiss a girl, and then you pick up like the first video. Oh, look, here's one right here, top of the thing. And who is the first person to pop up with this? Guy named Coach Kyle. Look at his fucking page. Look at this
I
fucking
can't
banner.
stand.
Look at this fucking banner. It's like dating social confidence. He's talking
Can you share
about.
your screen?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm so sorry. I just realized I was not sharing my screen for you. I'm very sorry. I apologize. That's that one.
Okay.
That one's on me. My bad.
No problem.
Here, but yeah,
Cool.
like I was saying, why is that? There we go. I was trying to prioritize you. Look, and here's this fucking page. It's like very much
Yeah.
like different women, confidence blueprint, tips to dominate group conversations, how alphas escalate with girls.
Yeah.
Like I don't want a 14-year-old boy learning how to interact with women from fucking like Amish McGee over here. You know what I mean? Like that's I think a recipe for some fuck shit happening. So it's like,
Well, that's exactly what my just to say that's exactly what my point was. That these kids get sucked up into this phenomenon, and then not that it's not their fault at the beginning, but once they're old enough to know better, then it becomes their fault. They become complicit, and
right.
I'm just like. I think I come at it also with this perspective. A lot of the messaging in male generated content and content that is supposed to be consumed by males is the lone wolf being all alone but still being strong, making the final stand, indomitable human spirit, all that shit. And I think part of the negative of that type of messaging in this content is that people then seek out loneliness because they feel like that's what they should experience. So
It's just a perpetuation cycle of suffering. And so if you're listening to this and you either are a 14, 15-year-old kid, or you're the parent, or have someone in your life that isn't that age, don't like tell them, hey, listen, I don't care how fucking weird it feels. You can ask me whatever you want, and I will give you like the lowdown. Because it's like there's just no the internet is a blind with. Does Amish McGee over there fucking probably show you how to like do it properly? I guess.
But then
Yeah, but
now he's in your feed. Now he's in your feed.
Let's also be honest. If you don't know how to kiss a girl, what is the shame in asking?
Exactly.
In the heat of the moment.
I promise you that if a girl likes you and you say that you're both like 15, 16-year-old kids, and you say, bashfully, I've never kissed anybody before, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna find that kind of adorable.
And even if you say, hey, would it be okay if I kiss you? Like, that is okay in a setting where you know that the person likes you.
Yeah,
it's not
like,
gonna kill the vibe.
Consent is an important thing. You very much, like, you just, like, I promise you, picking up girls is not something that exists. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You have to remember that women will, if they want to sleep with you, they will sleep with you. If they want to be with you, they will be with you. If they want to be friends with you, they'll be friends with you. Women are humans. Just like how if you go up to somebody and you're like, hey, let's be friends and talk about all this shit, whether or not they're friends with you, it's an interpersonal interaction. It requires the consent of both people.
And I'll just frame it in this way. Think of it in the sexual light for a second, because let's be honest, for some of us, that tends to be the outcome, right? What is better in your opinion? Picking up a girl, quote unquote, and potentially getting somebody who is kind of closed off on certain subjects versus somebody who is overly exaggeratedly happy to be around you, is comfortable with you, and is willing to explore whatever thing potentially if it's something that you both share. I prefer the second option. I prefer having a trusting situation where both parties know, hey, regardless of the outcome, we're going to have fun, and it's going to be safe.
Yeah, it's like, I promise you, more communication is, like, important. Like, I it should go without saying, but I need to say it because society is fucked. No means no. Always be communicating, and if something doesn't feel right, it doesn't hurt to stop and say, hey, let's change what we're doing. Just saying. Like, it is so important to, like, communicate with your partner. Like, I have had, and I don't like to talk about it anymore, especially because, like, Meadow's not comfortable with me talking about past partners and shit, but I've had one night stands. I've only been with someone one or two times. Like, the first time I've been with someone, I'm very much talking like, hey, is this okay? Is this good? I'm just trying to figure out what's, like, what you want, like, what you're comfortable with, what's yes, the no's, like, please let me know if I'm doing something that is not really good for you, so I can adjust. Like it's very much like the whole purpose of intimate acts is for both parties to feel good. And if you aren't feeling good, communicate that. If your partner's not feeling good, like and especially if you're young and you don't know necessarily what you both are fucking doing, make sure like you both are aware of that. Don't pretend you know something you don't, and say at the top of it. And if you're the guy, and this is in a heterosexual context, by the way, because both of us are straight dudes, and I don't want to speak on the gay experience, but there's probably some relevance here. Like, hey, please tell me if you don't if I'm doing something wrong or different, and talk and like if you, I just want to just say for the record, if you're eating a girl out or some shit, like, especially if this is your first time doing it with that particular person, like, you should be coming up for air constantly and saying, hey, does this feel good? Does this feel good? Does this feel good? What if I move my tongue over here? What if I do this? All of this is very important aspects of this that you need to do. Like, when you're with somebody for a very long time, there's very little communication that needs to happen. Sometimes people's bodies like something different spontaneously, something change and it's going to be updated. But broadly speaking, once you're with somebody enough, you it becomes kind of second nature. But if you're doing this for the first time, especially if you don't have experience doing it, ask questions of your partner. They want you to make them feel good, so they will appreciate you being clear about it. And if they're not, and if they're judging you about this, that means probably they are not at an emotional maturity level where you guys should even be fucking doing that. Just saying.
Yeah, and
the same goes for you. That is not necessary. If your partner is giving you head for the first time, or riding or whatever, and it doesn't, don't be afraid to say that. You know, everybody's feelings are important here, and as long as consent is given, participation is encouraged, and people are communicating, don't be there. Like you have each other's genitalia. Like there really are no questions off the fucking table at this point. Don't be honest.
And I'm just gonna say, I know there's quite a bit of fear in the younger generation in terms of this stuff, especially with guys. This also helps with the idea that nothing wrong is happening, but also you're making a safe environment, and that's how you don't become a shitty guy. Just doing that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to wrap it? Because I got to piss, and if we're gonna wrap it, we'll wrap it. If we're gonna pause it, I'm gonna pause recording.
I'll let you call it. What do you want to do?
It's getting hot as shit. Yeah, for everybody listening, I'm currently recording this shit at what's the temperature outside? Temp outside. Nowhere. It's 84 degrees outside.
Jesus.
And I am in a room that has a beefy computer running, so it's generating heat like a mad person, and I have a ring light on me with no AC. I got a box fan underneath my desk, and that's about it. So I'm schwippery. I literally went downstairs and got like a giant pitcher of ice water to sort of just like continuously top myself up so I don't die.
Yeah, stay hydrated, boy.
I think you and I should probably do a live stream or something this week since you're off for 2 weeks because you got that COVID vacay, baby.
True. Tell me about it.
Let's wrap it up.
COVID.
Yeah, let's wrap it up for the time being. I really got to piss. But and the total runtime of this episode is going to be about 2 hours, anyways.
Word.
But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate your time and your listen. I've been in from HIMediaTV. This is my co-host, Mr. Brian No.2 Ortega. You can find him at Instagram.com/no.2_Brian. And if you want, and you can subscribe to me here on YouTube, which is the video version, or if you're listening to the audio version, please go subscribe to me on YouTube anyways. I make good shit. But if you're willing to support the show in other ways, please consider donating $1 a month at himedia.gg/tip. It is a boon to my mental health. You get exclusive access to videos not seen anywhere else on the internet on Discord, as well as early access videos as well, clips and the like, as well as other perks given to service through Discord. I am very poor. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I appreciate your time and your viewership, and I will see you guys next time.
Love y'all.